Okay, we have a A1278 in with a customer complaint of no charging. As you can see, there is no light in the charger here. So no green light in the charger. So let's open the bottom. Let's have a look. It looks like the bottom case screws have already been removed for us. And yeah, I can already see why I think that this is not charging. So let's switch over to the microscope view. And let's have a look and explain this. So, initially what stands out is corrosion by the SMC. So particularly U6901 or U6900, it's one of those. And around the SMC, and our SMC reset circuit is right here, and that is also corroded. So, let's talk about this for a second. So, SMC reset. 1. Our charger needs to talk to the board. So our charger needs to talk to the board, and it's going to talk to the SMC. If our SMC is not running, or there's an issue in that circuit, we're not going to get a green light in the charger. Why? Because the SMC is going to output sys1 wire, which is a communication line to the charger. Let's go ahead and look at the schematic, and let's go from there. So, display capture, why don't you work? There you go. Okay, so here's our schematic. So, from our MagSafe DC power jack, which is right here, J6900, it's going to go through a fuse. We have PP1V8, DC infused, whatever. But then we have this line called adapter sense. We have something called one-wire voltage protection. Okay, it's going to go through U6900. This is on the other side of the board. This is basically going to stop 16 volts from crossing over here. If for whatever reason it crosses on the charger, if you plug it in funny, whatever, that is going to stop 16 volts from going on this SMC data line, SMC BC AC. Okay, this is a 3.3 volt line from the SMC, and if this is not present into this circuit, then none of this is going to work, and we are not going to get a green light on the charger. Our green light on the charger is going to come from sys1 wire, basically powering this whole circuit. So if we don't have sys1 wire into this chip, this is a bidirectional data line, obviously going from the charger to the SMC. If we don't have any communication here, we are not going to get a green light in the charger. We have SMC BC AC OK, which comes from the ISL 6259 and SMC BC AC OK. It comes from the ISL 6259, but also goes to the SMC. So in short, if our SMC is not working, none of this is going to work. And in addition, if U6901, which is a logic gate, is corroded on the other side of the board like we saw, it's not going to work. However, that chip can be corroded and it will still work just fine sometimes. So I think our main issue here is going to be intermittent SMC function from the corrosion by it. So one way to test this would be to measure voltage on PPBus G3 hot. So let's plug it in and let's see what voltage is on PPBus G3 hot. Should be 12. If we have a one-wire circuit issue, it should be 12.56 volts. If we have a SMC issue, it'll be 12.23 volts. So here's our multimeter. And we are going to measure voltage on PPBus, which is going to show up around this fuse right here. And that is 2 point something volts. So maybe we have another issue here. So 2 point something volts. So initially this strikes me as maybe there's an issue around. So with 2 point something volts, it may just not be our charger communicating with anything. Or there's another issue on here. So let's unplug the battery. And let's check for a short here. So battery unplugged. Short. And sure enough, we have a short to ground. Let's see. This meter can be weird sometimes. Okay, so no short. So in this case, I'm going to try and fix it by fixing what I see is bad. So let's go ahead and take the board out of this, and then we will go from there. Okay, our board is out of the enclosure now. The other side is just gross. Has a lot of dust and hair and stuff on the other side, but let's not worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and have a look at our board. So one thing we need to check is see what we have on DC in. So if we have nothing on DC in, we won't get anything on PPBus G3 hot. And another thing that we won't get anything on PPBus G3 hot, if we don't have, is PP3V42. So PP3V42 is, of course, very important. So that's also going to power the entire circuit that creates our one-wire circuit. So we need to check our PP3V42 circuit as well. It could very well be shorted by the SMC or have an issue and it's circuit itself that's making everything screw up. So let's go ahead and have a look. So our 3v42 circuit is going to be under all this hair and junk under this board. I believe it is anyway. I believe so. May need a look. So first comes first, let me clean this because this is really dirty. So I'm going to vacuum this board off real quick and then we will have a look. Okay, our board is a bit cleaner now. It was a nightmare before. So PP-Bus G3 Hot is going to be created by U6990, which is going to be right here. This area doesn't look too bad to me. It's, you know, has some corrosion. My guess to what's going to be causing our green light issue is going to be this resistor right here. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see what this resistor does. But I know it does not look good. So that resistor is going to be for charger S-gate. Yeah, that's not going to do it, so we will move on. There's our PP3V42 reg, which is right here. So what I want to do, let's check for a short to ground on the output of PP3V42. So with all this junk being here, let's check for a short to ground and let's check for, see if we have any voltage on it as well. So if we have voltage, then we'll continue. If not, we need to get PP3V42 working before we get anything else working. So I'm gonna wiggle around my charger just in case. We don't want that to cause any issues. PP3V42. Let's see, where do you show up? 3V42 G3 hot, and you will show up on, we could just measure on these resistors up near the SMC that are all corroded, of course. Let's see what we get. Or right here. We get 3.4 volts, so we have PP3V42. That's not our issue. And PP-Bus is now reading 12.28 volts, so it is reading now. So let's go back to our overhead so I could show you guys. Maybe it just wasn't making good contact in the case, I don't know. But it is 12.28 volts now, so that does mean we have an issue with SMC or SMC reset. So in a situation like this, I'm going to take a lucky guess and say that our issue is going to be this reset chip and all this junk around the SMC itself. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is clear the edge bonding around the SMC, flux everything right there, give it a good reflow, replace that thing that's all corroded, replace the SMC reset chip, and then we should get nice green light and fan spin. Let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to put a good amount of flux in the area. Let's move our fume extractor hose over, so I don't want to breathe that nasty stuff. Just wanted to heat it up initially so I could get this edge bonding off. And I have a feeling it's going to come off in a bunch of pieces, because it just seems like, I hate when the edge bonding does that. I wish it would always just come off easy. Where's my other tweezers? Here they are. Annoying edge bonding. I think that was all of it, was it? Yep. Some boards are more annoying than others for edge bonding. Not a particular model, but some are more annoying. Some come off like butter and then some don't. I think it has something to do with age too. The older this stuff is, the harder it is to get off. It's all off. So now what I can go ahead and do is flux it. Give it a nice reflow. So U6901 or whatever it is actually looks fine. I'm not even going to replace that because it looks fine, so there's probably no need. I'm just going to replace the reset chip and that 1V8 regulator or whatever that other one was. Touch up those resistors, but yeah, U6901 should be fine. Wasn't that badly corroded, it was more everything by the SMC and under the SMC. I'm honestly sick of working on these 3115 boards. They just have a way of getting so corroded everywhere. These resistors are no good. Yeah, you guys are gonna... Oh, shoot. We don't want to do that. You go back there. I am not running a wire under the SMC. You stay down there. No, no, no. Good little pad. Good little pad. You get back down there. Good little pad. You stayed. What is up with this darn camera? It seems so lousy lately. I don't know if it's starting to fail or what, or if the lens is dirty. I have to take the lens off and clean it, because it looks just awful. Let's grab a new chip real quick. Let's see, where is it? Where's the 3115? Right, there's a lot of 3115 boards here. There should be anyway, but it's gonna have the darn chip I need stolen off of it. Here's one that has one chip I need. Here's one that has the other chip I need. So let's do this SMC reset chip first. One V8 reg. I actually don't know what this is for. It's like a one. I know it's some regulator or enable chip. Let me look. What does this do? I know it's important. 1V05 PCH VCC ADPPL CPU VCC IO SOEN. Yeah, that's important. U6901 I think is fine. The pins don't look bad on it, so I'm just touching it up. Yeah, VCCIO sounds important. Better put that one back. Thunderbolt resistors are a little nasty. Those are okay. This should be okay though. A little bit too much solder on that center pad. I don't like. That's plenty. Looks good. Go ahead and resolder that chip. And this cap needs to go back. 43V42 input into U6901. That's kind of important. Actually, it is, and it would work without that cap, but it is a smoothing cap, and it does provide help make sure there's clean power going into U6901. So there's that, and there's 3 resistors right here. Which are for SMC. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Let's give it some flux. And flow these into place nicely and then touch them up. And no, that isn't liquid damage on the new resistors. It's just oxidation from being on the donor board sitting in nasty Chinese flux. That Chinese flux is nasty. It's cheap, doesn't work well, and it's just awful. So I'll use my iron and clean them off. I don't know if it's like petroleum based. I think it's petroleum based. It's nasty stuff. It's basically Vaseline. Doesn't work well. And yeah, see, it kind of made the resistors fall apart. I will get 2 new ones because I think that nasty flux corroded them. This other donor board has the same flux on them, so hopefully they will be better. There's this piece of the other resistor stuck here. I'm going to get rid of that. Get out of here. You do not belong. There we go. Let it cool, and with any luck, we will get a working board. Think we will. Oh yeah, a little bit more corrosion here. What is that? Can that stay? Yeah, that's fine. That'll come off in ultrasonic. Okay, I think we're cool enough to turn it on. There's our DCM board. Here's our charger. That is a green light. Look at that. What's that? That's a green light. And what's this? That is a spinning fan, making this fixed. Thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next board repair.